Hi there, I'm Eddie. Thanks for practicing yoga with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give my video a thumbs up. Thank you. Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for coming to yoga today. I'm happy that you're here. I'm looking forward to this practice. I'm looking forward to practicing with you and wherever you are at, hopefully taking ourselves to a place that feels a little bit better. And again, I always say it doesn't matter what your starting point is. Our intention is always to go just a little bit to a better feeling place, or a lot. It kind of depends on how much you can move today, how much you can allow the energy to flow today. If you've got some trapped energy, just allowing it to flow today. My name is Eddie. If you don't know me, thank you so much for coming. And please go at your own pace, whether you've been here a lot or whether it's your first time. Just go at a pace that works for your body, that feels good in your body. Stop when you need to stop, rest when you need to stop. All right. So if you were here this week, you may know, you may have felt it, you may have seen it. I was a little bit under the weather, not COVID, but it was a challenging work week physically for me, kind of being under the weather. But it was really valuable showing up every day. So much value in that for all of us to show up for our commitments and do the best that we can do. It feels really good to feel better right now. I was reading some Instagram post yesterday or the day before that kind of struck me, and some person was saying, there's this new age idea that you always have to be positive, you always have to be positive, and you should be able to embrace your pain, embrace your sadness, whatever. And yeah, that's true. You should be able to embrace your pain. You should embrace your sadness. You should embrace your rage. That's good. That's fine. That's part of life. But aren't we engaged in this practice? Don't we want to feel good? Don't we want to feel better? I don't think that we would actually come and get on the mat if we didn't want to somehow improve our state of being, our state of mind, our state of body, the flow of energy in our body. Our intention, I believe, when we come to our yoga mat is that we want to take ourselves to a better place. And while I acknowledge what this person was saying, you can't just immediately jump and all of a sudden be positive when you're feeling negative, or you can't all of a sudden be well when you're feeling sick. It just doesn't, it's too big of a chasm, it's too big of a jump. But you can move in the direction of feeling better. I'm going to give you one little analogy that popped into my mind, and I think it will kind of help it. Let's think of our class and our practice in this way. A couple weeks ago, I was at El Segundo, Dockweiler Beach in El Segundo. It's a nice big open beach, nobody's there. And there was this kind of concrete jetty that went out into the ocean, and it had a little kind of like a light at the end of it, almost like a lighthouse, but it was just a light, not a house. And the way that this concrete jetty was constructed was almost like they had just dropped boulders um, on the way going out, maybe 100, 200 feet out into the water. They had just kind of piled boulders on top of one another. So it wasn't a flat surface to walk on. I was at the starting point. I wanted to get to the end. But I couldn't just be at the end. I had to go from stone to stone. But even more than that, I had to decide as I was looking, as I was walking, kind of looking at the train. You all have been on a place like this. Do I step on this stone or do I step on that stone? And even stepping on this stone, I kind of had to calculate, well, from that stone, what's my next step going to be, right? If I go this way, am I going to kind of get locked and I can't move anymore? Or is the jump going to be too big? And it's that process that I'm talking about of you know where you want to go, and maybe you want to feel great in your body and your mind, but what are the steps that are going to get you there? All you have to do today is make one step, and then maybe you can make one more step. So our intention is not to just be the most positive people that have ever lived, although it would be really lovely. Maybe for you today, it's just one little step trying to feel better. One little step trying to feel better. These are tough times. Everybody I've been talking to has really been going through it. So let's kind of imagine we're walking out on that concrete jetty and we're just going to plot our course today, step by step by step, finding the safest, best feeling route from wherever we are to where we want to go. I am happy that you are here. Bring your hands together at your heart. Step by step. That's what we'll call our class today. Step by step. Rub your hands together. Make them nice and warm. Everything that we're going to do is a step towards feeling better. Bring your hands to your heart. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold that breath in, please. Relax your shoulders. And exhale all your breath out. Do it again. Inhale slowly. Hold it. Very good. Exhale that breath out. And one more time. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale it out. Let's chant our Oms. Take a slow, deep breath in. Om. And again, inhale. Om. One more time, inhale. Om. Very good, everyone. Open your eyes up. Let's start with a warm-up that's a really good one for just kind of getting the energy flow in your spine. Now, I want you to take your attention and bring it down to the tip of your tailbone. If you want to reach back and even scratch your tailbone, just so you can kind of feel the base. This is the root. This is the storehouse of the energy. Now, put your hands on the fronts of your shins. Rock forward, inhale. Rock back, exhale. Rock forward, inhale, rock back, exhale. Close your eyes. And as you're doing this, I want you to just kind of feel right down from the tailbone through the lower back, and you're stimulating it. Forward, inhale, exhale, round back. Step by step, we're just going to slowly start to unfold, unwind, open our bodies, open our minds, open our hearts. Good. One more. Now inhale, come on, all the way up. Hold your breath in. Hold it in and just kind of squeeze. Compress your attention right down to the tip of your tailbone. And exhale all your breath out. Feel that for just a moment. You're going to take your hands. We're going to turn them palm facing down. Now I want you to feel more around your sacrum. So if you go up from the tailbone, even if you want to go back and kind of just feel that triangular bone there. And that's kind of where we're going to focus. We're going to go around and around in circles, closing your eyes. And you can kind of feel the way that triangular sacrum, that triangular bone sits between your hips. And as you go side to side, you're just kind of lubricating, you're loosening your hips up a little bit. Again, loosening your lower back, making way for the energy to flow. Let's go to the other side. So if we think of our energy like a river, sometimes that river gets dammed up, the flow gets blocked. And our objective is to try and let that energy flow again. So take a couple more breaths. We don't construct the dam in a day. We don't take it down in a day. We do it step by step. We just want to be aware of where we're going. Inhale, what direction? Are we building or are we taking it down? Take a nice deep breath in, please. Hold that breath in and kind of push your awareness down to the tail, down to the sacrum, and then exhale. Let it go. You kind of feel a blossoming that comes through your body. Open your eyes again so you can see what I'm going to do next. We're going to take those arms out to the side. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, hands come up. Twist the other way. Now just do that for me, maybe 5, 6 times on each side. Breath by breath. That's another way we could say it. Breath by breath. That's how we're moving here. Turn to one side or the other. I don't care which direction you stop on, and just hang out and breathe for a moment. Good. Inhale, take your hands all the way up. Go ahead, twist it to the other side. You really can feel what direction you're going just by the nature of your thoughts. If your mind is easy, your thoughts are easy. And step by step, you're letting yourself move towards more flow, a better feeling place. If you notice that your mind is really active or agitated, frustrated, it's okay, just notice it. Maybe come back to your breathing. We're all in process. Come on back, inhale and exhale all the way. I want to do a couple of shoulder rolls. So we're going to go in both directions. Let's just release the shoulders. We're going higher and higher up the spine. We'll be up and moving in just a moment. Now go ahead and move your shoulders in the opposite way. So maybe you're going forward a couple times. Ah, you guys feeling the crunch in your shoulders and neck too? All right, take a deep breath in. Now sit up really, really tall, tilt your chin down, and then start to circle your neck. Okay, you can do it fairly slowly. You want to feel the stretch. You want to feel the back of the neck opening right into the skull. Other side, let's go the other direction, please. Around and around. So good. Very, very nice. All right, take a nice deep breath in. Please breathe all the way up to your third eye point. Hold your breath in for just a moment and exhale that breath out. Last one we're going to do from here. Everyone take your hands, make a ball above your head. Interlace your fingers. You've got a ball, maybe 12 inches above the top of your head. Eyes are going to close. We're going to do breath of fire. So if you know it, I want you to start it right now. Don't wait for me. I'm going to tell the people who don't know how to do it. The easiest way to learn it, you stick out your tongue and you pant slowly like a dog. You can pick up the pace as you start to get comfortable with it. If you know it, it's through the nose. Now I want you to do that. You could also do long, deep breathing. Imagine that you have a fountain of energy coming out the top of your head, hitting at about the point of your hands, and just flowing all around your body. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Good, and exhale, release your hands all the way down. Sit for a moment. Now notice where you're at. That's kind of like the first step that we took, this warm up, this little kind of energy, unwinding, releasing, flowing warm up. And now let's take our next step. Let's open our eyes up and come on to the top of your mat, everybody. Get yourself all the way up to standing and come forward. All right, we're going to take another step on our journey. Don't worry if your head's still not screwed on straight. We're working on it. Step by step, yes? Yes. Hands together at your heart. Let's go through a little bit of a flow here, starting with half sun salutations. I'll face you. You look forward. Inhale up. Exhale, come down. Now bend those knees as much as you like. Let that head go. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold down. Let your head go. Let it go. Inhale, sweep up. And heart. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, forward and down. Opening. Folding down. Arms out, chest up. Hands at your heart. Let's do it again 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Now I'm just going to keep us kind of in a flowing groove for the next couple minutes. Look forward. Fold. If you're newer, if you're not as flexible or strong, inhale up. You can always take a pause when you need to. Exhale, hands at your heart. Inhale. Exhale it down. So good. Open yourself. Now I want you to come into your forward bend that you want. Do you want to hold your ankles? Maybe hands around the elbows. Shake out your head. Let it go. Let it go. Nice. Let's take one more deep breath in. Exhale, sweep it all the way out. And then inhale, arms come up to the top. Exhale, release your hands down. Let's do a little movement in and out of chair pose. So I want you to start with your hands together at your heart. Do it with me. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sit your butt down. Lift your heart high. Inhale. Fold onto your bent knees. Don't straighten your legs. Inhale, chair pose. Arms come up. Exhale, stand and release. Again, up. Sit. Exhale. Heart lifts. Inhale. Fold onto your legs. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, stand. Again, one more. Inhale. Exhale, sit. Lift your heart. Exhale, fold right onto those bent knees. Inhale, chair pose. And now I want you to hold it for about 5 breaths right here. Get yourself low. Make your legs burn. Maybe your hands are at your heart. All right, you ready to move on? Let's do a sun salutation. Inhale, stand. Exhale, fold it forward. Look to the front, please, and gently step or jump yourself back. Let's hold the top of our push-up. Everybody stay there for a couple of breaths. Strong legs, strong arms, tail down, belly in and up. You're engaged. You can come to the floor or you can go to chaturanga up dog. I'll go to the floor for the more beginning. Exhale, take it down. Gentle back bend cobra. And take yourself back. First, downward facing dog. Shake out your head. Let yourself go. I'm walking in place a little bit. I'm twisting my heels side to side. Just opening up. Again, notice if your mind's really active. Notice the direction it's traveling. Look for relief. Find the next closest, better feeling thought. Just engage in your practice. Let's look forward, bend your knees, step or jump. We get to the front, open, and exhale. Arms out, chest comes up. That was one round. How about we do 3 more just like that? Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold, maybe bend your knees, look to the front, inhaling. Exhale, step or jump yourself back. Now let's get to the top of the push-up. Again, you might want to go to the ground. This time I'll hover. I'll stay off the ground. I'll turn my feet over and come to upward facing dog. And exhale back to downward facing dog. Hold it there. Good. Let's look forward. Bend your knees. Lightly step or jump forward and open and down. Sweep out. Come on up. Hands at your heart. That's 2 of 4. Let's keep going. Inhale and down. Open. And gently step or jump yourself back. Come to the top. Maybe you want to drop your knees. Make it even lighter. Lower down and do cobra. Your choice. Downward facing dog. Thoughts are like waves in the ocean. You know how the wave just kind of swells up and then the swell recedes and then a swell rises up. Out of nowhere, a thought can just arise and it can swell up. If it doesn't feel good, take a breath, quiet those thought waves, let them subside. Release your reactivity. Look forward, bend your knees, step or jump to the front, open halfway, working body, working mind, working spirit here. Hands to your heart. Actually, you don't have to work spirit. That's already perfect. You just let that flow through you. Inhale up, get the body in shape, get the mind in gear. Here we go, open halfway. This is our last one like this, please. Gently step or jump yourself back and lower to your variation of choice. And we take it back to downward facing dog. Really good. Shake out your head a little bit. On the next round, I'll do something a little different, a little fun. Well, we'll see if you find it fun, hopefully. Okay. Let's get forward to the top of our mat. Bend your knees, step or jump, get forward and open. Fold towards your legs. Sweep out, come on all the way up. Now what I want to do is move from chair pose, which we did earlier. We'll do it once again. We'll squat, 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 and eventually we're going to roll down onto our back. We're going to incorporate a little bit of core strengthening work. Inhale, take your hands, reach them up above you. Exhale, sit in chair, lift your heart. That's your breath in. Now when you exhale, try and squat down a little bit more. Lift your chest up. Exhale, squat down a little bit more. One more time, inhale, heart up. Now come down. Maybe use your hands, roll onto your back, and get yourself into tabletop pose. If you don't know what that looks like, go ahead, just look at me for a second. Got my knees up, got my fingers pointed up towards the sky. We're going to take a breath in, exhale, roll our shoulders up off the ground. So still the legs are in that same position, shoulders off the ground. Let's extend the right leg forward. Now we're going to hold it. Here's what you could do. You could hold your head with your right hand. You could hold your leg with your left hand. So that would be a good variation if you were watching out for your neck. Otherwise, your arms are alongside you. And let's switch, either arms out or you hold your right leg and you hold the back of your head, your choice. But keep that core engaged. Keep those shoulders rolling up. One more. And come back to where you started. Head on the ground, fingers up to the sky, knees are bent. Now I'm holding you here because this is still an engaged position. It's not fully a rest. Flatten your lower back down onto the ground. Let's go to the next stage of this. Exhale, roll yourself up, extend your right leg away. Try and take your left leg to the ceiling. Now what I could do would be the same thing. I could hold my head, I could hold my leg if I wanted, but I'm working both legs as straight as possible. You could stay in the variation you were just in a moment ago. That would be fine. Exhale and switch it. So now it's the right leg up, the left leg is straight away. Good, let's all do this. Let's get strong. Take one more and exhale. Come on back to where you started. And what I want you to do is take your arms out to the side like the letter T. And you're going to take your knees and you're going to drop halfway to the right and stop. Halfway. Stop. So hold it right here. This is our last little core exercise for a moment. We'll move on to some more standing poses next. Let's go halfway to the left. Stop. Hold it there. Shoulders flattening. Squeeze your belly. Really, really good. Come on back. This is how you get out of it. You cross your ankles, bring your hands by your side, rock back, rock forward, and you'll be in a cross-legged seat. If you can't get up that way, roll to your side. Get up any way you can. And let's get up onto our hands and our knees here. It'll turn right into downward facing dog. I know I may be pushing it a little bit for some of you, so just modify. Come to your knees or come to standing and rest for a moment. Take your right leg, it's going to go up to the ceiling. You're going to roll your hip open. Now let's try a crunch here. We just did some core work. Let's stay with that theme. When I exhale, rock forward, pull the knee to the nose. That's one. Inhale it back. Exhale, rock forward, pull the knee to the nose. Two. Let's do two more. Exhale, three. Good. And exhale, four. Now hold it there, look forward, get that right foot right up between your hands. Take the left foot, spin it flat out on the ground, and start in your warrior one. We're going to link a couple of postures together, starting with warrior one here. So I'm going to sink down. Now again, if your shoulders or neck are feeling bound up, hands at your heart is just fine. Otherwise, arms up. Very good. Straighten your front leg. We're moving to triangle pose. Open your hips. Shift that right hand forward. Now maybe it's going to come onto your shin. Maybe it's coming down to your ankle. Maybe you're bending your knee and putting your hand above your knee. Find a place that you can balance. This is good. And then decide what you want to do with your top arm. Do you want it straight up? Do you want to extend it over your ear? Do you want to wrap it behind your back? Any variation is fine. Let's have two more. And one more. Now look down at the ground. Put that left hand on the hip. We are going to move into our half moon pose. This can be an excellent place for blocks. This is how you'll get into it. You'll bend your front knee. You'll slide those hands forward in front of your right leg. Again, I could use my blocks. It would be fine. And then slowly that left hand, if you can, is going to lift up to the ceiling. Left hand up, opening up. Now it's a little bit more advanced. It is more balance oriented. You could keep both hands down on the ground or on blocks if you needed to. Just lift your left leg. Take one or two more. And we're coming out of this into a hamstring stretch. You're going to reach back with your left foot. Turn those hips forward and start to fold over your right leg. This would also be a wonderful place for blocks if you were tighter. You could bend your knees a little bit. You could put blocks under your hands. Step by step, think of the placement of your breath. How do you place? How do you form? How do you shape each breath? And the placement of your mind, the placement of your body. Where are you moving most effectively? Where are you most stable? Keep your left hand down. It can be on the floor. You could put it on a block. Take your right hand up to the ceiling. Just like when I was walking out on that concrete jetty. Can't be crazy. I don't want to break my leg. I got to be deliberate. What's the next step? How do I place my foot? How big of a jump do I want to make to get from one rock to the next? Slowly making your way along, deliberate, conscious. Take a breath in, exhale, put your hands down on the ground. Now, some of you may want to stay in downward dog. Some of us may want to go back and move through our push-up cycle. Before we do that, whole gigantic sequence on side 2, downward facing dog. If you want to be more restful, put your right knee on the ground. Take your left leg, lift it up high, nice and high. Hold it for a moment. Now, knee to nose. Exhale, squeeze it. 1, and back. And 2, and back. 3. Good. Last one. Exhale, take it forward for 4, all the way up. Spin that back foot on the ground. Take those hands, lift up, and you're going to be in warrior 1. Very good. Let's take one more. We make that transition. We straighten the front leg. We open our arms out to the side. You're going to shift yourself forward, placing your left hand down, taking your right hand, come up to the ceiling. What do you want to do with your top arm? What do you want to do with your focus? What do you want to do with your breath? Good. Let's take our right hand, bring it back onto our right hip or behind our back. We're moving into our half moon. Again, you may want to get your blocks in front of your left foot. I'm going to bend that front knee, slide forward. Maybe we'd start with both hands on the ground, right? Maybe we'd get a block. You could turn that block high, you could turn it low, whatever you want. And the right hand goes up. Stay with me now. I know you can do it. There we go. Let's take one more deep breath in. And this turns into our hamstring stretch. So we are going to reach back with the right foot, fold forward over the left leg, relax the head. Good. Feel your neck. Feel the connection between your head and your neck. Are you pulling your chin forward? You're going to pinch your neck. Relax it. Stretch out the neck. Very, very nice. Let's keep our right hand down, maybe on the floor, maybe on the block. We're going to take that left hand. It's going to go all the way up to the ceiling. Good. Now we're going to come out of this a little different than what you might expect. We're not going back into the push-up cycle. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to release your hand down. You're going to take both of your feet and swivel them to the right. Feet are to the right, legs are wide. Fold down through your legs, so fold forward. Now you have a choice. Do you want to take your hands around your ankles? Do you want to put your hands on the ground? That would probably be the softest. Do you want to interlace your hands behind your back? Lift your hands up over your head. Figure out what you want. Before class, I told you that we were going to use a strap. The strap is coming in next. Let's take about 3 more right here. Good. Last one. Okay, come on up out of that. Maybe put your hands on the ground. Lift your spine up. Perhaps bend your knees a little bit. Sweep those arms out. Lift yourself up. Now, everybody, if you're going to use a strap, go ahead and get your strap now. I'm going to reach for my strap, which is on the ground here. Okay, and I'm going to take my feet, I'd say about 3 feet apart. You can see that distance there between my feet. So not a terribly wide stance, but you do want your legs apart. Okay, if you don't need a strap, it's fine. You might want to watch what I'm doing first. So I'll show you from behind because it's easier to see. So I'm going to take my right hand, go up to the ceiling. Everybody put your right hand up. Bend your elbow so your right hand is reaching down your back. Put the strap in your hand and let it hang down your back. Now the left arm comes from underneath. Go ahead and catch. Walk it up. And you're going to try and bring your hands as close together as they can go. Now, some of us don't need a strap. So if you don't need a strap, just bind your fingers. That's okay as well. If you need more space in the strap, more space in the strap. Okay, so everybody should have some form of connection between the top and the bottom hand at this point. I'm going to have you bend your right knee. Don't move your feet. Just bend your right knee. Right elbow is up to the ceiling. Right knee is bent. Now turn to the right. Turn to the right. And you're just going to turn as far as you can. Look as far back as you can. You got to bend your right knee. Maybe even your left knee is bent. Oh, now you feel that in that left shoulder. That's really where you're getting the stretch, is the left shoulder. Pull the left shoulder back a little bit. Ah, and come through the center. And here's where things might get a little bit more interesting, at least a little bit deeper. Lift your chest and try and fold with bound arms. Fold down. Ah, very good. Very good. If you can't do it, undo your arms or don't go into the forward fold. And inhale, come on all the way back up. Release your arms. Roll your shoulders out a couple of times. We got to do side two. So loosen it up just a little bit. So for side two, we're going to take the left arm, and that will be the arm that goes up to the ceiling. You'll bend the left arm and drop it down your back. And you're going to grab that left arm like that, or you're going to grab the strap with your left hand like that. Right arm's going to come underneath. And you're just going to walk your hands as close together as they'll go. If you don't need a strap, then bind your fingers. Okay, so very, very deep stretch in that right shoulder. Bend your left knee, twist, look to the left. Turn to the left, roll your right shoulder back. Turn to the left, roll your right shoulder back. You just keep going like that. Very nice. Take a breath in and come back through the center. And here we're going to try and fold. Bend your knees if you need. Exhale right down through the center. Ah, really good. Inhale, come on back up. Whew. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders out just a little bit. So really, really big shoulder stretch. Go ahead and turn, step to the front of your mat. You can move your straps, put them aside. You may want to use your strap in a moment for something that's going to come. We're coming onto the floor now, so we're going to bring our hands all the way up above us. Let's go through one more sun salutation. Exhale, folding over those legs, looking to the front, gently step or jump it back, maybe drop your knees, maybe hover and do upward dog or cobra, and take it back. I'm going to come right down into child's pose. So go ahead and get into a child's pose. If you need a sip of water, go ahead and have a sip of water and then take a break. All right, take a break for a moment. Okay, I want to do some things that some of you know. It's going to be a combination of forward bending and twisting. Again, your strap could come in handy for you. So let's sit ourselves up and let's stretch the legs forward in front of us. I love these two sequences that I'm going to take you through right now. I hope you'll like them too. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep our right leg straight. Let's start by bending the left knee. And I'm going to do that because that's the knee closest to the camera, so you'll be able to see better. So we're going to take that left knee and drop it down. The right leg is straight forward. Taking your hands, reach them up above you and fold right out over that right leg. If you can't catch your foot, bend your knee or go ahead and get that handy strap again and put it around your foot. Let's hang out here for a couple breaths. Good. Take about 4 or 5 more. After a week of feeling under the weather,
It would have been nice to be able to just say, I feel great every day when I wake up, but that wasn't the truth. However, instead of saying, I feel like crap, I feel like crap, I feel like crap, you can look for a step better. Something like, well, I know that my body is capable of healing itself. When I cut my skin, my body stitches itself back together. When I catch a cold, my body works through the cold and I get better. So I'll allow the process. A much better feeling thought. Inhale, come on all the way up. Then I'm sick, it's crappy, it's horrible. Inhale, bring yourself up. So we just kind of have to choose the direction that we think. Now our left knee is out to the side. Take the left hand behind the back. And you're going to grab maybe the waistband. Maybe you're going to put that left foot in half lotus on your thigh and you're going to grab the foot with your hand. And then the right hand is going to reach out to the right foot and you're going to catch that foot. Now, if you couldn't catch the foot, you could always grab the strap around your foot. So right hand is on my right foot, left hand is behind my back. And what I want to do is pivot open, turn to the left, turn to the left. Good. Now from here, slowly keep your grip. Look forward and begin to fold. So you're still bound and you're folding over your right leg. How about that? Inhale, come on all the way back up. Let's do the same sequence now on side two. So you know what we're doing. We're taking the left leg and pushing it straight. The right leg is dropping out to the side. We're going to take our hands, reach them all the way up above us. Exhale, fold right out over that leg. Now, if you need to make any variations, make variations. If you need to keep both your legs straight because your knee or your hip isn't happy with this, then make that variation. We're constantly jumping from step to step, from rock to rock, as we move through our life, as we move through our day, as we move through our world. And it's important to reflect upon how the step that we're taking feels. Is it a step towards feeling a little better, even if it's a small increment? Or is it a step towards feeling worse? It's your choice. There's no judgment. Sometimes we have to feel worse before we make the decision to feel better. No judgment. But it is your choice. Inhale, come on all the way back up. Take your right hand, bring it behind you. Okay, left hand is going to reach out. You're going to catch that foot, lift the chest. And twist. Here's something I didn't say on the first side, but if you want, you take your foot and you kind of push on the gas pedal with that left foot, kind of push forward. Not so much pointing your toes as pushing the ball of your foot forward like you were pushing on the gas pedal in a car. Oh, that really adds a little bit of extra juice. Lift your chest, open and twist, and exhale. Turn back and look forward. The second part of the pose, fold into it. It's very good. And inhale. Let's sit ourselves all the way back up. So that was good. That was lower back, was hips. Go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. Now for some of us, we're going to want to come onto our back because this is going to be a hip opening. We're going to do a seated pigeon into a double pigeon potentially. So if you need to, you're just going to come onto your back. Again, I'll start by bending my left knee. Here's what I'm going to do. Bend the left knee, cross the ankle right out over the right knee. Okay?
cross the ankle at the right knee, put my hands behind me, fingers are turned in, bend that knee, bend the standing leg, scoot my hips forward. Okay, that's your starting point. Take your hands, turn the fingers back now. As soon as you're in the pose, turn your fingers back. And what that does, it gives you some thrust and you can pop that chest up. Very, very good. Now, some of us are going to go to double pigeon. If you're on your back, just stay on your back. If you're happy where you are, stay where you are. Here's how you'd get to double pigeon. My right foot would walk to the left side of my mat. From there, I'd sit forward and my left ankle is stacked on top of my right knee. If you can do that, fine, stay. You could also drop your foot off the front and that would lighten things up. You could also stay in stage one. If you're in the double pigeon, maybe you're folding forward. Maybe your elbows are on the ground. Maybe your chest is flat on your thighs. Lots of possibilities based on our flexibility. Really good. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up. If you're on your back, stay on your back. Now, we're going to take the left leg straight. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. My hands start behind me. Begin with your fingers pointing towards your seat. Bend your standing leg, or your straight leg, bend your left leg. Scoot your hips forward, and then turn your hands back. Now you've got that thrust. Push through your hands, lift your chest. You'll feel it. The more that breastbone comes up, the deeper that stretch is going to be. Some of you will stay here. Double pigeon. Left foot walks to the right side of your mat. Right ankle stays on top of the left knee, and scoot back. If you're confused by this, keep it light. Stay where you were. If you're tight, stay where you were. It's fine. Even when, I was teaching in group classes in front of, and I was standing there with people. Double pigeon is one of the most confusing poses for people to get. So I understand if it doesn't translate well on video, but you could always keep it at a lighter stage if you don't know what it is. Pull that chest through. Let's take one more breath. And exhale. You're going to bring yourself back up, everybody. That's it. Shake out your legs just a little bit. Now, some of you might want to do headstands. We're going to go back into our inversions now. We might go into shoulder stand. If you want to do a headstand, this would be your moment to roll forward. If you're going to come into shoulder stand, then what I do is roll back. And I love to rock on my spine first. So if you want to do that little massage a couple times, go back, forth. And then we make our way into our shoulder stand. Now, if you don't look at it, or if you don't know it, just look at it for a moment. Supporting my back with my hands, stretching the legs up to the ceiling. Sometimes if you're congested, as I'm feeling, inverted postures are not pleasant. They bring a lot of pressure in your head. So if you get into a headstand, shoulder stand, and there's pressure in your face or your head, just come down and modify. What I'm doing now is I'm resting on my back and my legs are up to the ceiling. I'm kind of sitting on my hands, and then that reduces any feeling of congestion pressure. So you can be in headstand, you can be in shoulder stand, you can be on your back. Let's take a few breaths. All right, I want one more inhale. If you're in headstand, start to make your way down. If you're in shoulder stand, maybe you go through plow, you're making your way down. Everybody makes their way down. Let's get onto our backs rather. Hug our knees into the body. Take your legs, stretch them away, and sit on your hands. This is fish pose. So if you don't know it, maybe you're going to look in the monitor and watch me for a second. So I'm going to kind of roll and get my hands underneath my hips. I'm sitting, kind of sitting on my wrists. Thumbs are touching one another. And then I want to pull my elbow tips together underneath me so that the breastbone is already in a lifted position. Breastbone's going to come up, heart's going to come up, head's going to go back. And breathe. Let's take one more inhale. And you come down. Pull those knees into your body. Give them a good squeeze. Roll up. Roll like a little ball. Wrap your arms around your knees. Pull your forehead forward. And slowly come on down. Good. So this is what I want you to do. You're down on your back. I call it the windshield wiper twist. We're going to take your feet and open them to the outside edges of your mat. We're winding down now. Your right foot is on the right side of your mat. Left foot is on the left side of your mat. Arms go out. Both knees will drop right. So my knees are dropping, but my feet are spread. Does that make sense? Right foot is on right side. Left foot is on left side of mat. Knees drop to the right. I can then take my right ankle, cross it outside the left knee. You pick the ankle up, put it outside your left knee so you got that weight, you've got that anchor pulling it down. Extend your arms back overhead. Maybe you're going to grab your left wrist. Maybe you're going to pull your left arm really long. Nice. Okie dokie. Come on back through the center. Feet are wide. Knees are both going to drop down to the left side. Maybe we're going to take the left ankle, cross it over the right knee. Take your left hand, grab your right wrist, pull it back. Good. And then from here, slowly come back through the center. Now your arms are overhead. Keep your arms back towards the wall behind you. You can bend your elbows a little bit. It doesn't have to be a really hard stretch through your arms. So your arms are overhead, palms are facing up, backs of your hands are on the ground. Knees are bent. Let's inhale, lift the hips high. Exhale through the mouth and come down. Do it again. Inhale high. Exhale down. Again, inhale high. This time stay up. Exhale all your breath out. Stay up. Hold your breath out. Roll yourself down. Inhale, lift. Stay up, exhale. Hold your breath out. Roll yourself down. And again, inhale, take yourself up. Stay up, exhale. Hold your breath out. Roll yourself down. Do it one last time. Inhale, take your hips up. Stay up, exhale all your breath out. Hold your breath out. Roll yourself down. Now keep your arms back behind you. When you're down, stretch your legs away on the floor. Arms are behind you. You can bend your elbows if you want. It doesn't matter. Breathe in through your nose. Take your slowest, longest breath out through your mouth. Good. At the end of your exhale, hold your breath out. Keep your mouth open and squeeze your belly button down. Maybe extract a little bit more breath. And then when you're ready, inhale again through your nose. Do it 5 times. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly, slowly, slowly get all your breath out. Hold your breath out. Again, inhale. Exhale all your breath out. Hold that breath out. Let's do one more round. Inhale. Get all your breath out. Hold it out. Release your hands down by your side, please. Now, just balance yourself. Get yourself in the center of your mat. Let your palms face up. And let's really let our breath go. So, start by softening your jaw. Feel the upper and lower teeth separating. Feel your tongue falling back in your mouth. Feel a space in your soft palate, almost like when the doctor uses the tongue depressor and you say ah. So openness in your soft palate. Nostrils very, very light, excuse me, and open. Let your tension melt away. Let it just melt out of your brain. Let's slowly start to breathe in, breathe out. Make it deep. Make it smooth. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. And just notice where you're at. Notice where you're at in your journey. Hopefully there's a feeling of relief, a feeling of openness, a feeling of space, a feeling of freedom. Come on up to sitting. Take your time. Bringing your hands together at your heart when you're up at that seated position. And let's close by chanting the mantra Om. Take a nice breath in. Om. Rub your hands, make them nice and warm. And take your hands down over you. And namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up.